Hello and welcome to another special video, everybody. This includes, again, the Farvivian Guard, so if you want to check out his channel, he's got a channel. There's a lot of gaming, but, you know, I like to torment him a little bit with Warhammer stuff. So today we're going to talk about two of my fears when it comes to a new edition of Horus Heresy. That being the effects of a new edition and the contents of it. Are you ready for that, Farv?
You might as well just get started.
Now, I know that you don't keep up with a lot of rumors or any of the things involved in it.
Not anymore. Not since I kind of detached myself from the games.
For the most part, you know what? You know when I talk to you about it, right?
Yeah.
So, let's talk about my concerns over the contents of a new edition. Now, I'm not going to go over...
I have seen some of this, just as an aside, myself on some other people's videos and shit, so I do have the general gist of this.
Okay. Well, let's go over what I'm concerned about when it comes to a new edition. It's contents before we get to what I'm concerned about a new edition. So, all right, so we've talked a little bit privately, but I think ultimately some of my concerns about a new edition's contents is the direction, and I'm not really confident in the direction and capability of Games Workshop or the rules writing team. Considering that a piece of equipment can be completely different in rules terms in 3 or 4 different countries, if not more. And I don't like the fact that they've been trying to add in things to the game. Like, I don't like reactions. If you do, it's not a judgment on you. I just don't like them. So I'm concerned that what we are going to move into is we don't have an Alan Bly anymore. We don't have someone who's sitting there going, this is what this game is like. This is how it needs to maintain. These are the things that can change to try to improve upon it or to give a bit of an experience. We don't have that.
No.
We have Games Workshop that's been moving in a direction with a lot of the rule systems that I just don't like their current edition of 40K. I haven't really liked much of it since 8th, and now that's not, again, a judgment on anyone who does. I just don't like how it plays. I do think there were some improvements with 8th for newer players, but...
This is coming from the perspective of people who, did used to be interested in this stuff. And myself, kind of like with the Gundam Battle Operation thing, I pulled away from it before you even did, in the case of this also.
Yeah. So I'm concerned because I've heard some rumors, and we're not going to get really into them, but just for example, the idea of having to have special characters to have certain formations, I don't like that. I also really am not a big fan of a lot of named characters on the table, but that's just me. But I particularly don't like the idea that they're going to effectively make it more of a thing that you need to buy special characters.
Didn't you at one point call it Hero Hammer?
I called it Hero Hammer. I don't particularly like it. It's Age of Sigmaring it. I don't hate Age of Sigmar as a rule set. I just don't like that kind of play when it comes to Horus Heresy. So I dislike that a lot. I'm concerned that what's going to happen is they're going to come in, they're just going to make changes that are not wanted within the people who actually play Horus Heresy and care about Horus Heresy, and not content creators who make 1 or 2 videos about it that forget it exists.
And sorry, excuse me. I feel like it's less of an issue that of the content creators, because really, by and large, they don't give a shit about them either. It's more them 40K-ifying Horus Heresy so they can appeal to their favorite market, which is the idiot tournament players who buy whatever the new meta is.
Yeah, well, that's definitely a concern, and I don't think that is a sustainable... If they went that direction, I don't think it's sustainable. I think what you would see is effectively people either not move away from 2nd edition or Age of Darkness, just in case people don't know, or go right back to 1st edition, or just completely throw their hands up and go, I'm done.
Yeah, the hell it is. And we know for a fact that a lot of people went to Horus Heresy because they were sick of the 40k rule set, and they liked that Horus Heresy was played almost more like a historical game.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, it's like a historic game. Just in case people wonder, that was the kind of way it was treated. And honestly, I don't think it has the core demo that wants a lot of the things like you would see in 40k. There is a clear difference between the 40k demo and the Horus
Mm-hmm.
Heresy. And my concern is they just shoved that out the door, thinking, oh, well, we can just turn it into this other thing. And I don't like the ideas and some of the things I've seen thrown around. Now, it could be cool to see what Saturnine armor looks like, but at what cost would we pay?
And might it help to explain some of the specifics that you're actually concerned about?
Well, not really. If I did a thing talk about the rumors, it would be a little bit more active there. But my thing is just that I've looked at what changes they have made, and it's been not universally happy with. Most players seem to really hate the reactions. Um, I think it kind of tosses the game away from where a lot of people were attracted to it. And I think it's actually more of Games Workshop's fault for making the perception that it is a Space Marine on Space Marine only thing instead of bringing out some of the unique xenomorphs and
You mean
separate
Xenos?
factions. Yeah,
You said xenomorphs.
Oh my lord, Xenos factions and different like groups like the Men of Steel and things like that. They could add a whole bunch of stuff and have it all within that system. And so we got a company that, pardon me, has not done any of that, and they're the ones that are going to make a new rules edition, probably in a 3-year cycle, which is not going to make a lot of people happy.
Nope.
I just look at it and go, this is a terrible idea. They don't even try to expand on it. They just keep trying to like cram stuff from 40k into it that they don't want in 40k anymore.
Which is even dumber, because you're just turning it into your garbage pit at that point.
So here's the other end of things. Okay, well, this one I think you'll have a little bit more to say on. All right, so moving away from my concerns over what could be within it, or the fact that they're going to change things that are going to make it not Horus Heresy. My concern is with the new edition is that it will kind of stab a dagger in the heart of the game.
Yeah.
Let's face it, a lot of people have not been happy with second edition. Now I know there's new people who are like, "Hey, this is more of what I was looking for." Not a strike on you. It's just that there's a lot of people who are unhappy with it and don't like what has been effectively done.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it the de-blying of the system. And my concern, like in my personal opinion, is I'm afraid this will be one of those things. They'll do their traditional market push with a bunch of content producers who care nothing about Horus Heresy
the product itself.
Again. And what they're going to do is they're going to try to sell people on a bunch of shiny models which have a shitty rule book behind them. And that none of these people will talk about the rules or what it changes. Because if it's not like a cleanup edition where they come in and they fix things and they're like, hey, look, it's the Age of Darkness, but we fixed a bunch of the stuff in it, that it's going to be a push towards this kind of Age of Sigmar tournament style play. And I think that will kind of put the dagger in the game as a whole.
Well,
and
the trickle down, it's going to help.
And the trickle down from it is Games Workshop is really petty, so they will go after if anyone who produces Horus Heresy flavored anything after the game fails. So they'll make it even more of a dead game than a dead game. Now that doesn't mean people won't resist.
We've seen them multiple times go after people for creating 3D prints that are even vaguely similar.
Yeah.
Even if they're not the same damn thing.
Now legally, don't steal, do not plagiarize, just saying.
Yeah. But
But
and like for plagiarism, I 100% get it. But they're just going after people who are making things that aren't being plagiarized. They're just similar, and they go after them anyway, which is bullshit.
but my concerns are they boo New Edition. They piss a lot of people off even more than they already are. They dissuade people from investing in it because why do we need a New Edition book? Why are you changing the rules? Especially if they go down some of the paths of the rumors.
Yeah.
And that turns into this spiteful thing that Games Workshop is really well known for, of
Yep.
them going after everything and just trying to make sure it's as dead of a game as they can. And that really bothers me because it's kind of like that last stand feeling, like here I
Ugh.
am, like on this hill and there's nowhere else to go. Now there are other places to go. I'd be involved in other hobby stuff. It's just when it comes to Warhammer, it's like one of my last bastions. And
Yeah.
I'm worried for the people who play it because if this does come out and it does alter things and it does undercut the customer base and it doesn't bring in floods of new people to play the game that you know, they obviously don't want to intermix with 40K, that it kills it. That the dream is dead, that we'll never see any of those Xenos races, which we probably never will. We'll
Uh,
never see the game expand in a way where, it really should be. And we'll see the efforts and work of Mr. Bly have dirt shoveled on it. Now, time will
mm.
always do that to us, but that's my concerns. You got anything you think on that, Farf?
I think a lot of those concerns are valid, given how. And if you want to defend them, that's your problem. But given how petty GW has been in the past about numerous things, let's never forget these are people who tried to sue people for the use of the words pauldron, warhammer, halberd. Fuck
Halberd.
off. No, they would absolutely do something like this if they think even remotely they could get away with it.
Yeah. So,
And all they're interested in now, it seems like, is feeding the fucking whales so they get their maximum profit at minimum effort. And I absolutely think that they would do this with Horus Heresy because they don't feel Horus Heresy is as profitable as 40K.
it is really been shot in the foot. My last comment, really, before I think we could just bring it to an end here, is twofold. Um, I believe that the biggest problem here is that there is no crossover capability. Somebody
No.
can't get a tactical squad
Well, they've made it that
for
way deliberately.
for Horus Heresy and then be able to play it in 40K. They can't take a Contemptor Dreadnought or any of these things. So they're missing out a market where somebody might go, hey, I'll try this Age of Darkness game, and this is cool too, and I'll invest in it. It's a zero-sum game, and I hate that with Games Workshop, is that they don't have a hobbyist mindset. They have a all or nothing mindset.
It's a corporate mindset. Let's
Yeah,
just call it what
it's
it
a
is.
very unhealthy one. And again, this isn't meant to attack anyone. It's just to kind of air out my concerns over new editions. And I'll elaborate next week on some of those concerns. So
That's
I'd like to
fair.
thank everyone for joining us. And Varv,
That's all I got. You can check out my channel for Vithian Guard. This guy pops up on there occasionally too. Have a great day.
bye bye.